जय श्री माता जी।
जय श्री माता जी भैया।
दीदी आप हो। अच्छा, मैं सोचा था कि कोई नहीं होगा तो नेहा को बोलता हूँ। तो एक्चुअली क्या करेंगे, आप बस चालू कर देना और फिर है ना भजन लगा देना। और उसके बाद मैं एक स्लाइड लगा दूंगा, वो स्टूडेंट्स वाली एक चल रही थी, उससे मैं सेशन पूरा कर लूंगा, फिर आखिरी में आप बोल देना।
ठीक है भैया।
लाइव स्ट्रीम चालू हो गया था, फिर बोला कि मैंने इसे।
गाइए गणपति जगवंदन, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन। शंकर सुवन भवानी नंदन, शंकर सुवन भवानी नंदन, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन, गाइए। सिद्धि सदन गजवदन विनायक, सिद्धि सदन गजवदन विनायक, कृपा सिंधु सुंदर सबदायक, कृपा सिंधु सुंदर सबदायक, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन। मोदक प्रिय मुद मंगल दाता, मोदक प्रिय मुद मंगल दाता, विद्यावारिधि बुद्धि विधाता, विद्यावारिधि बुद्धि विधाता, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन। मांगत योगी जन कर जोरे, मांगत योगी, मांगत योगी जन कर जोरे, बस ही श्री माता जी मानस मोरे, बस ही श्री माता जी मानस मोरे, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन। शंकर सुवन भवानी नंदन, शंकर सुवन भवानी नंदन, गाइए गणपति जगवंदन, गाइए 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 गणपति जगवंदन।
Deshi Mataji Bhaiya, you must start now. Deshi Mataji Bhaiya, you
Yes,
can use.
just give me a minute. I'm trying to pull up the slides.
Okay, take your time.
Am I visible?
Yes, yes, you are.
Okay, perfect. A very warm welcome to one and all to our session this morning. Um, so, just to let you know about the sessions being held on this YouTube channel and the Zoom link. Every day we have three sub sessions going on. One in the morning at 8 a.m., which is this time. One in the afternoon at 4:15 p.m. and one in the evening at 7:45 p.m. All these sessions are meant for new seekers who want to understand uh, what is Sahaj Yoga and meditation. Most of them are in Hindi. Only one we have in English on Sunday morning, and Saturday one we have another one in Marathi for seekers who wanted to understand more in their language. Today's session is, in fact, geared towards youngsters, students who are really they don't know right now what they are looking out for, but they are feeling the stress of their lives and could potentially benefit a lot by uh, coming to Sahaj Yoga and learning about it. So, what we'll do is very briefly, we have some slides that we'll go through, and these will cover most of conceptually what is Sahaj Yoga and what we must understand before we do the practice. So, we'll also do meditation after this. And after that, if you want to ask any questions or you have any comments, you can do that by joining the Zoom link and you can speak to us, or you can do the same in YouTube chat. So now, without any further ado, let's start the session. So I think we have heard of a lot of meditation um, programs now, so many courses around, so many methods. So Sahaj Yoga is one of them, you can say, but it's the most unique and it's the most ancient one. In fact, it's the same practice that we have heard of being done in a great country in the past. It's been renamed for some reasons, which we'll come to very soon. But just to understand about what is it that is troubling us right now, that is causing all this trouble that we're talking about. So it's really about getting the balance and a total well-being in our life that we need. We are very much stressed. We have so much competition all around us and so many things that are causing distress. So, what is the proposition here? That you get de-stressed, you get balance and complete well-being through Sahaj Yoga. Now, as we have already seen it, and we keep hearing the news, and as someone who's already gone through a couple of competitive exams myself, I know that
we are under immense pressure. Students these days have great, great pressure from so many aspects around, with the families, friends, neighbors, distant families. Everybody's after their lives, and even after let's say finishing colleges, youngsters face the challenges of what they're earning, which company they are in, and all sorts of things come up. And not just career wise, but otherwise as well. The youngsters have a lot growing up at they face, which really makes an environment that is not very congenial. In fact, it's an environment that puts everybody into a lot of stress, and that causes a lot of anxiety and a lot of other things that are harmful to one. They creep up into our lives, and it's a spiral that we keep going down into and get into bad habits and whatnot. So, as he said, our minds are full of worry. All the time we are thinking continuously, and there's a lot of pressure. And I've seen students studying 12 hours, 14 hours continuously. And, with our jobs also, we are truly going mad. People are working so much, or they're all the time unsatisfied. And there's a lot of peer pressure or family pressure, especially in competitive exams. There's the pressure of exams and admissions, and where will I go, and what will people say, what will I do after that. And it's just the start right now. In fact, we think that after we get an admission into the best college, our life will be set, as they say. But it's just a start. And somebody who's a elder person, right now, maybe the family tells you that that's what it is. But going forward, it just keeps on going with the jobs, with how much we are earning versus others, and what we are doing, and later on with family and everything. It just keeps on growing. So apart from that, of course, on the personal side, people are stressed and worried. How do I look? How do I appear? And the other things about the opposite sex growing up, all of that creeps up, and it's a lot of hodgepodge in our minds. It's really a mess, and all the time worried and thinking. It slowly makes us a very stressed personality. All of this results into a lot of, as I said, we're having a lot of stress, which leads to lack in self-confidence, even lack in memory. You'll realize that a person who's all the time thinking, and stressed and worried and has anxieties, will in fact have a very bad memory. If we have all realized it, that we are reading something, we have read the same paragraph 10 times, nothing has gone inside. And we are like asked, why am I not able to understand this? Because in fact, we are not present here, we are thinking all the time. And thus we have become less attentive and we can't remember and understand. So not being in the present and all the time thinking has a lot of bad effects. One of them is that we can't do our job properly. Whatever we are doing in life, whether we be students, we're doing our jobs, or we're taking care of our family, whatever it be. We live in a stressful environment and we become restless. The youth today is especially very restless. And sometimes you feel like you can't talk to them straight. They're all the time jumpy and they're all the time in a different plane altogether. Thus, we don't enjoy our lives and we become impatient and irritable. Of course, we have heard this a lot now. Stress causes so many problems. It's scientifically proven also. So many papers, research papers coming on how stress and anxiety is in fact leading to so many illnesses inside us. It's very interesting because Shree Mataji, Nirmala Devi, who started Sahaja in 1970, she started this discussion a lot about these external factors and our thinking and our planning and all of this getting connected to our physical self. and how we slowly develop so many problems because of that. It's been well established in Sahaja Yoga how we can put them in right and put our physical being also right. So all of this is very much interrelated. In fact, the stress and anxiety is what leads to people not being able to sleep. Now we have heard of so many people around who are unable to sleep properly. OCDs come up, and a lot of bad habits like smoking, drinking, especially the young today, they're even going into things like drugs, etc. Of course, depression, mood swing, and all the physical problems that we talked about later on, they come in life. But we think they come later on, but we have heard of so many cases now that even youngsters in late 20s are getting heart attacks. This is no small matter. Truly, this is very worrisome. And something really needs to change in our life to make our lives better. We have not been made as the epitome of creation, as it is said by God Almighty, to be taking to such bad habits and to be facing such problems in our life, to have a stressed life, not a happy life. Surely there is something that will make our lives much better. That will make us de-stress. That will make us do our jobs much well, much better. That will essentially make us a balanced, amiable, nice personality who's able to enjoy his or her life properly. But how? What is it that will do it for us? That's the million-dollar question, really. So there are many things that people try and do. For example, people take to routine life so that they don't go into the spiral of thinking all the time. For example, they start exercising regularly, jogging. People take to art forms as well, and sometimes they do get some relief from that temporarily. But taking to exercise and all in more stressed environment, in fact, causes people to have a very strict regiment of their lives. In fact, that has an even bad replication. We have heard of great CEOs of very big organizations now who died of heart attacks. There are several examples out there. These people used to lead the best life, the best possible, fit life as they can call it, and still they got heart attacks. The reason is that there's no peace inside. All of this external factor, it doesn't help one as something that would. So it's like whatever we do, we try to, in fact, treat the leaves. We all know that the best way to treat a plant is to treat its roots. That is what is going into meditation and going inside. It's not the outside part that we can do something and let's say, oh, I've enjoyed this. Now my life is better. I'll keep doing this so my life would be better. Because the same things surround us all the time. The same competition, the same peer pressure, the same stress, and we don't know how to get out of it. So we say that meditation is a method, is a way to get out of this. Why do we say that? Meditation, why should I do? What is the importance? And I'm too young for it. Maybe I'll do it later on in my life when I'm retired. This is for old people, not for me. But the truth is that we need it much more today. And the reason is that in meditation, we become thoughtless. We get out of this stress. It's a very nice analogy that is presented here is that if a tree has to grow, because we talked of a tree, it has to have stable ground. If the ground is always shaking, if the ground is always moving, the tree cannot grow, which is really what is meditation. We become peaceful inside, the ground is no more shaky, and we can grow and be stable and enjoy in the silence. So we say that in meditation, the first thing that should happen to one is that we should get thoughtless awareness. Now, Very big word it looks like. But we are saying that all this stress is caused because we're thinking all the time. So first thing is to get thoughtless, but we are completely aware, completely in control, and we are in silence. That is how our awareness grows. What is awareness? What's the growth of awareness? Why is it important? So we talk of evolution. We have come up to this stage from, let's say, a unicellular amoeba and up to animal stages, and now human beings. Surely we have not reached the completion. We are the epitome of creation. But if we look around ourselves and we read even one day's newspaper, we can definitely make out that this is not the humanity that if there's a creator, he would have planned it like. There's surely something still missing among us. So there is one last growth, one last step of our evolution that is still left, which evolution will not happen physically or on the outside, but it will happen in our awareness. Our awareness has to grow and become higher. When that happens on a collective level, that is when humanity will truly rise. Up until now, we have heard of several saints and incarnations and big talks from them of spirituality, of so many things. That has all gone above and beyond us because we have not faced what they have faced. So the analogy given here is that let's say they were born on the 10th story. We are all on the ground floor. We cannot see what they are seeing. So that is always the trouble. That is how Shree Mataji, Nirmala Devi's photograph you can see on the top corner here. She started Sahaja and her aim was that people en masse should get realization, should get a small light come into them with which they can see themselves and then correct themselves. So what happens when we meditate? We said we get thoughtlessly aware. If you look at it, our thoughts are all the time in a swing from the past to the future, from the future to the past. There are only two types of thoughts that keep coming to us. Oh, I did that. I should have done that better. I scored this much. Oh, I would have done that in that interview. I should have done this, that. People even go up to their fathers and grandfathers and they had this and then we lost this. And some people are always living in the past. And there's such bores and such depressed people that you don't want to talk to them. Other people are all the time futuristic, ambitious people. I will do this. I will achieve this. I will do that. All the time, very futuristic, aggressive people, all the time planning, thinking. They're always going from one to the other, and we are never in the present. We saw that being in the present is the best way to do anything better. Whatever we are doing, if we're not in the present, we'll end up making mistakes or not doing them properly. If you're sitting in the examination hall, if you're not there, then and there, we may read the question half and just write anything that is wrong. Or not even see the last page of the paper because you're not present there. I'm sure this happened with some of us. So the main thing is that if we are in the present, we do whatever we are doing much better. So we have seen this if there are science students, the sine wave, the ups and downs of it, that is how our life is also in fact. We're all the time either futuristic, I'll do this, that, or then we drop into depression. Let's say we've not achieved something. Oh, I could not do it. So, but then again, I'll do this. So we are all the time on the cusp of these thoughts and we are never in the present. And there's no silence and no peace of mind for us. We may not realize the importance of that right now, but our lives, our complete self and being, which is our physical, emotional, mental being, spiritual being, all of that is dependent on this peace of mind, this thoughtlessness, this stability that should come for us to grow. This is not there, we'll always be facing some or the other trouble, which is why meditation and real meditation is important, where we do get this thoughtless awareness and we do get this peace inside, even for a small while. So Sahaj Yoga, let me take a few minutes to talk about what is Sahaj Yoga. We established how meditation is very important, and we must get a thoughtless awareness and that peace which will de-stress us, which will lead us into a much beautiful and better life. But how to achieve it? And there are so many methods out there. So many people talk of meditation, of concentrating on a point, and so many things that have come up. So Sahaj, a word that we all know, Sahaj means something that is simple. Sahaj also means something that is spontaneous. It happens on its own. Sahaj Yoga. Yoga is a word that has come from Sanskrit, which means the union. Now, we understand yoga as doing physical exercises and whatnot. But that was only a wee bit of the Ashtanga Yoga, the eight yoga parts that Patanjali had talked about, that had yam, yam, prana. That was a very difficult life and a life for austerians and people living in the hills and dales of Himalayas. And you lead very clean life, you clear yourself out, and after that, after lives, maybe you get. So yoga was part of it where you put yourself physically all right. So how is Sahaj Yoga different? Sahaj Yoga is a method by which we get a realization of ourself, a union of ourself. So the word yoga means union of our spirit with the divine. There is a spirit inside all of us. It's something that you should not take for granted, but look at it hypothetically like a scientist to understand. And if it is proven right, then you should accept it. So there's a spirit inside all of us which needs to be connected with the divine. That is how our yoga happens, and that is how we get that thoughtless awareness. Sahaj also has a connotation where it says Saha and Ja. Saha means with, Ja means born. Something that is born with you. It is a right that is born with all of us. As human beings, we have been built this way that we get our union divine realization. So that is another connotation to Sahaj Yoga. It is something so vital and important that it has to be spontaneous and on its own. So, for example, we breathe, we digest our food. We don't do anything for it. We don't stand on our heads, read books, or do any kind of practice, make it happen. It happens on its own. This is how we've been built in. Anything that is vital is built in. For example, a seed has to be just put into the mother earth, it sprouts on its own. Both have the quality to make this happen. Similarly, we have been built in to get our realization. Once we get our realization, there is amazing things that we can do. There are amazing things. For example, we see that we get the peace and bliss, which in itself is big enough. But something amazing happens that we know ourselves for the first time. Up until now, let's say you've seen older people, our parents, they go to the doctors, and that's when they know that they have such and such disease. Or people even are told that you have only 3 4 months to live. That means we know nothing about ourselves, about our physical self also, let alone our emotional, mental being, spiritual being. For the first time, we know what is wrong exactly inside us, and we can diagnose ourselves, and then we can cure ourselves. This power starts flowing through us when we get our realization, which makes this amazing thing happen inside us. It is a real, true happening that you'll examine and understand when you practice Sahaja, that you can figure this out. Your chakras are represented on your hands, and you can figure out which one is catching in meditation. You can put that right and cure diseases as well. Not for yourself only, but you can see what chakras are not okay for others, and you can use this power to cure others. There are no side effects. It's called. It's been worked upon by various scientists across the world, and people have got PhDs in Sahaja Yoga just for the curing side of it, which is just a side benefit of getting a realization. And it's truly verifiable. The best part is that, let's say, You make 10 children sit who are realized, and you put a blindfold on their eyes, and you seat a person in front of them and ask the children what's wrong with this child. They'll all raise the same fingers. Let's say they raise this finger that it is catching itching in meditation. That person may have a throat related problem or um, thyroid related problem or things like that, spondylitis related problem. So these are all such interrelated things that you can figure out and you can put them right in meditation. You become completely balanced inside, and not just physical problems, but our emotional, mental problems, our worldly problems also can be solved. Once this power starts flowing through us, we can ask absolute questions. For example, today I do not know if I should take this course, go there, take this job or not. We should just, when we get the vibrations, the Chaitanya flowing through us, we get an answer on our hands. And we use that for absolute questions, whether I should do this or not. Today, the worst part is that there are so many people who are projecting themselves as God, men, and whatnot. And blindly, most of us have taken to those wrong people. If you have this power, you can figure out about anyone. You ask an absolute question of any God that you know, and you'll ask if he is an incarnation. You get the cool breeze flowing through your hands. You ask of a wrong person, you may get heat coming into your hand. So it's an easy, verifiable thing and truly a scientific thing that is Sahaja. We talk of the old scriptures, etc., where this Chaitanya has been described. So the best one is probably by Adi Shankaracharya. The first Shankaracharya that happened in our country was a great realized soul. He wrote a book called Saundarya Lahari, means beautiful vibrations. He said that when Mother's grace dawns upon us, we feel the cool breeze blowing through our hands. We call it Salilam Salilam Chaitanya. Then Bible calls it the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost. In Quran, it is said that when Qiyamah's time will come, your hands will speak and will give witness against you. So such things have been lost and have been brought back by Shree Mataji, who started Sahaja Yoga. Now, there's a subtle system inside us, and it's a beautiful system that has been built in. Maybe I'll take a few minutes just to touch upon it, then we'll move into meditation. Because what will happen is that in meditation, we can figure out and understand more once we have that clarity. So, this chart that you're seeing here, this now you would have seen at many places by now. So, how we are built in, I'll just take a few minutes about that. When we were in a mother's womb, the power that created us, that we can say is the all-pervading power of God, and whatever name you name him by, there's only one power truly out there. That power created us. Now, how did that create us? It entered through our fontanelle bone area, which is at the top of our head. If you have seen small toddlers and kids, you would have seen there's a very soft spot on the top of the head. Sometimes it's even pulsating in little children. So this is the place from where this power entered inside us. Our brain is a prism kind of an entity. It's the shape is of that of a prism. So this energy passed through our brain and it got divided into three parts. The one coming from the left went to the right, which is in the yellow. One coming from the right went to the left, which is in the blue. You can see these three lines here. The one in the center, it created all of these flower-like things that we see here, which are called as chakras. On the physical side, they are represented or manifested as plexuses. These plexuses control our glands and hormones and everything. And these three channels, that is the blue, yellow, and white, they are the main three channels inside us. So there are 7 centers and 3 channels, which are the main ones, which control our complete being. Our complete existence is defined by these. So if these are in order, we are in order. Now, very interestingly, this power, after all of this creation, comes and settles down at almost the very end of her spine. There is a triangular bone. This triangular bone is called as sacrum bone. So the Greeks have named it as sacrum. They knew that there is something sacred about it. That's why they called it sacrum. Here, it resides this power and it makes coils. It makes 3.5 coils. Coils in Sanskrit is kundal. This being the mother energy, it has been called as kundalini. Awakening again of this kundalini and piercing through the fontanelle bone area to connect us with the divine energy that is all around us. We say that God is all around us. In every molecule there is God, but we've never felt him. So that connection, awakening of kundalini and putting that connection in place is our yoga, is our union. To put it very briefly and very simply. Now these three channels, left, right, and center. So left is the one of the past. We saw that people going into depression, thinking of the past all the time. It's the left channel, Ida Nadi. Some people are on it too much. And they ruin this channel and they develop psychosomatic diseases and whatnot. Whereas on the right hand side is the futuristic channel. People who are all the time planning, working, thinking, ambitious, aggressive people are on the right side too much. Being in the balance is the best way for us to ascend. Any plane that has to fly has to have a balance. Similarly, we have to have a balance. Simple, normal people leading normal lives are the best ones for Sahaja Yoga to get their self-realization. Overachievers and people who are very aggressive may get some time, may take some time to come to balance first and then get it. Now, these 7 centers, they take care of us at different levels. There are various qualities to them. If we go against them, these chakras are caught up. We'll not talk about them in detail because it's a very vast subject. But what I'll do is just touch upon one center here, which will give us some sense. And it's very relevant for us today. You see a center in yellow here, the second center from where the right channel also starts. This is called a Swadhisthana chakra. Now it governs our liver, pancreas, spleen, uterus in women, etc. Now, if this chakra is not in order, these organs are also not in order. But you see that the right channel, which we said we use for thinking and planning for the future, comes from this center. And it goes up to our brain. So we think that we think from our brains. Let's say we are all the time planning, thinking, and we are thinking from our brain, we're using it too much. But in fact, the brain needs gray cells to think. Where do these gray cells come from? They come from our fat cells. These fat cells are converted into gray cells. This work of conversion is done by Swadhisthana chakra. Very interesting. So in fact, we are thinking from our stomach in a way. But if we are doing this too much, this chakra has to all the time do this work of conversion and it is not able to take care of our liver, pancreas, spleen, etc. That is how we develop troubles of liver. You'll find that if you have liver trouble, doctors will tell you that either you are drinking too much or you are stressed too much, one of the two. So this stress, this is how it is related to our physical self also. You'll find that people who are all the time thinking, planning, etc., in elder people, they are the ones who develop diabetes. There are several other possibilities because of this chakra going out of order. So this chakra specifically, let's say you'll feel on your thumb. You can see here the thumb is colored as yellow. So all these chakras, 5 on our finger, one in the center and one at the bottom of our palm. That's how these 7 centers are represented on both left and right side. These chakras being out of order on the left and right side has different reasons. But we get to know in meditation which one is not okay for the first time. At least that happens now. It will happen when we meditate. I just wanted to give this brief understanding about our internal subtle system before we move into meditation. Now, meditation has some steps. We said that it is effortless and there's nothing to be done, but there are, because we are living in this world and we have some imbalances inside, and some chakras need some help before we meditate. So some steps are there in fact. What we'll do is just see those steps with our eyes open right now. Then we'll do the steps with our eyes closed. First, we will sit in a comfortable position. If we are sitting down, we'll sit cross-legged. You can also sit on chair if there is a trouble of any sort. We'll keep both our palms open in our lap, as is shown here. So once again, I'll repeat that we're seeing the steps right now with our eyes open. You can do them right now with your eyes open with me. Later on, we'll do them with our eyes closed. So in the first step, what we'll do is first balance ourselves. So we are made out of 5 elements. We have all heard of it. And we use them in Sahaja Yoga to put ourselves into balance and to cure our chakras and nadis quite a lot. So we'll put the left hand open in our lap and place the right hand on the Mother Earth. This is the first step that we will do. Left hand in our lap, right hand on the Mother Earth. Now we'll place the right hand in our lap and put the left hand bent from our elbow towards the sky, towards the ether, as you may call it. Then we'll put both the hands towards the Mother Earth. After this, we will do some more steps to help out our chakras. So now we'll keep the left hand open in our lap as is and do the next steps with the right hand. Left hand open in our lap, right hand on our heart. We will do some prayers here. Next, we'll place the right hand on our forehead, place it across, and press it from both the sides. While doing that, we'll bend our head forward a little as well. After this, a step is not shown here, but we can place a right hand at the back of our head and push back our head towards the sky. And at the back of our head and head pushed back towards the sky. The last step, we'll place the right hand at the top of our head on the fontanelle bone area. This was a soft bone when we were kids. And we'll place the center of our palm at the top of our head. And we'll bend our head forward. While doing this, we'll move the hand in a clockwise direction. We'll move the palm at the top of our head in a clockwise direction while pressing so that the scalp moves along with the hand in a clockwise direction. After that, we'll move our hand above our forehead, our fontanelle bone area to see the vibration. These are all the steps that you have to do, that we will do in meditation now. Now, it's a question that would creep up into our heads very easily, that how is it that such a big thing can happen so easily with just us moving our hands and doing some prayers? So it cannot. There has to be an enlightened candle who can enlighten other candles. So you need a realized soul to give you realization. It's a very interesting thing, and I always use this example where Shivaji Maharaj, as we know of him, great personality, he asked his Guru Ramdas Swami, who was a realized soul, that how long does it take for me to get my self-realization? He said that, Rajan, the time you take to move one leg from one side of the horse to the other side, that means that very second. But you need someone to give it and someone to take it. Shree Mataji Nirmala Devi is here to give it to us. Our photograph, she being a realized soul of a very high nature. The photograph emits those vibrations that makes it possible inside us for our kundalini to rise and for us to get our self-realization. Now again, we have to take it as an assumption and see hypothetically as a scientist if this is proved right. If so, then we'll accept it. But for now, we have to very humbly be present towards ourselves and look at our photograph with utmost respect as someone who's going to give us our self-realization. We'll keep both the hands open in our lap. Sit a little straight, not very straight. If there's anything tight on our body, we'll loosen it so that our attention does not go there. We can remove our spectacles. We will look at Mataji's photograph, hands open in our lap, and slowly close our eyes. Now, we have to keep our eyes closed and not open them during the whole process. That's very important. Just see inside. If you are quiet, we'll place the left hand in our lap, open, keep it open, and put the right hand on the Mother Earth. So now we are doing the steps that we had seen. Left hand open in our lap, right hand on the Mother Earth. This is for cleansing our left channel, the Ira Nadi. In Sahaja Yoga, one important thing is that if we overutilize anything, we face the repercussions and we develop diseases and problems. So if there is imbalance in our channels and chakras, they need to be put right, which is what we are doing right now. So with the left hand open, right hand on the Mother Earth, we'll pray, Mother, please bring my Ira Nadi into balance. Please take out all the negativities and impurities of my left channel through the Mother Earth. We shall also bring our attention to our left palm and just see what is happening right now. Mother, please take out all the impurities and negativities of my Ida Nadi through the Mother Earth and bring the left channel into complete balance. We'll bring the right hand back into our lap and put the left hand bent from the elbow towards the sky. Right hand in our lap, left hand bent from elbow towards the sky. Here we will pray, Mother, please take out all the imbalances of my right channel through the ether element, the Akasha. Mother, please take out all the extra heat and impurities and imbalances of my Pingla Nadi through the ether element. We'll bring our attention on our palms once again. Just see what is happening there right now. Mother, please take out all the imbalances of my right channel through the ether element. Now we'll place both the hands on the Mother Earth. Here we have to pray, Mother, whatever imbalances are still left in my left and right channels, please take them out through the Mother Earth. Mother, please bring me into complete balance, into the center, into the present. Whatever impurities and imbalances are still left in my Ida and Pingla nadis, please take them out through the Mother Earth. Now we'll bring both the hands back into our lap, and for the next step, we'll keep the left hand as is open in our lap and use the right hand only. We shall place the right hand on our heart, left hand in our lap, right hand on our heart, and press it here so that we feel the heartbeat. Here, we have to say something that is the absolute truth. Mother, I am the pure spirit. In fact, we are not this body, mind, this personality. Whatever we understand ourselves as, this person, this relation, etc. All of this is temporary. The only eternal thing inside us is the spirit. So we say it with full confidence that, Mother, I am the pure spirit. Mother, I am the pure spirit. Mother, I am the pure spirit. Mother, I am nothing else but the pure spirit. Mother, I am the pure spirit. Our Kundalini mother is very happy to hear this, as she knows that we are geared towards our realization. Now we have to say one more thing. We do not have to feel guilty about any small thing. Feeling guilty leads to a lot of troubles for us in Sahaja Yoga because we don't feel the vibrations. There's a big science behind that we will discuss later on. But feeling guilty is very detrimental. As we are the pure spirit, we are not guilty of anything. The Creator, in His ocean of forgiveness, can easily dissolve this drop that we are, and thus all the guilt can be forgiven. So we have to say with full confidence, Mother, I am not guilty at all. Mother, I am not guilty at all. Mother, I am not guilty at all. Now we'll bring this hand to our forehead and place it across, like you would press it in a headache, right? From both the sides, we'll press it and we'll bend our head forward a little bit. Here we have to forgive everyone. I have to say, Mother, I forgive everyone. Without remembering anyone, naming anyone. Because by not forgiving, we only play into the hands of people who have done us wrong. Whereas when we forgive, God takes over. You have to say that, Mother, I forgive everyone, and really forgive everyone. Yourself also. Mother, I forgive everyone. Now we shall place this hand at the back of our head. So right hand again. The back of our head where we place the pillow and push back our head towards the sky. Here, for our sake, once we have to say, Oh God, if I have done any wrong against you, knowingly or unknowingly, please forgive me. Oh God, If I have done any wrong against you, knowingly or unknowingly, please forgive me. You can bring the right hand back into a lap to rest it a little bit. Now, once again, we'll keep the left hand open in a lap and place the right hand at the top of her head so that the center of her palm is placed on the fontanelle bone area, which was a soft bone when we were kids at the top of her head. We have to stretch the fingers back so that the palm is at the scalp with pressure. And while doing this, we'll move the scalp in a clockwise direction with our hand. We'll move the scalp in a clockwise direction with our hand. Here we must ask for it. We have complete freedom, and without us asking for it, Shree Mataji cannot give us our self-realization. We have to say, Shree Mataji, please give me my self-realization. Mother, please give me my self-realization. We'll keep moving the hand. Mother, please give me my self-realization. Mother, please give me my Atma Sakshatkar. Mother, please give me my yoga, my union with the divine. Mother, please give me my self-realization. Mother, please may I have my self-realization. Bring the hand back into our lap. Keep our attention where our hand was and keep both the hands open in our lap. And for a few seconds, we will sit for meditation now. There are no thoughts right now. We'll slowly bring our attention to our palms, to the very center of our palms that are open in our lap. See if there is a cool breeze coming out of our palms, one or the other, or both. It could be also be hot right now. Now we'll bring the attention to the tips of our fingers. There could be some itching sensation in one or the other finger, in one hand or the other hand. These are our centers that are maybe not okay right now. Now, once again, we'll bring the right hand at the top of our head where we are pressed and raise it a few inches just above our head. Move it back and forth, left and right. You see from a particular place, there's a cool breeze coming out of our head and touching our palm. Could also be hot right now. Bring the right hand back into a lap and see the same thing with the left hand. Our left hand just a few inches above our fontanelle bone area, the top of the head. Move it back and forth. You'll see from a particular place there's cool breeze or hot breeze coming out and touching our palm. Now, as the last step, we'll put both the hands completely up towards the sky, elbows stretched, and open our palms towards the sky. Push back our head. palms open towards the sky, push back ahead, and ask one of these three questions 3 times. Oh God, is this the Param Chaitanya? Is this the divine power that does everything? Is this the power of love of God? Now ask any one of these questions 3 times, and then slowly bring your hand back into your lap. In answer, your vibrations on hands would have improved. Once again, we'll keep our attention at the top of our head for a few seconds and sit in quiet meditation. Now, we'll slowly open our eyes and look at Shree Mataji's photograph. You'll find that even with your eyes open, you're in a thoughtless state right now. This is the first step that we've achieved. We'll join our hands in a namaskar to Shree Mataji and our Kundalini Mother inside in thanks for this blissful experience. For those of us who have joined for the first time, we would request you to continue attending these sessions to establish yourself more and understand what is Sahaja Yoga, how to meditate regularly, what are we inside. This is the biggest responsibility now that we have achieved a realization or tasted the first experience. Now we must establish it and make this sapling grow into a tree. You can do that by meditating daily 5 minutes in the morning and the evening, and by going to weekly centers nearby. All of this is again free of cost. In Sahaja Yoga, there is no charge for anything. So invaluable that you cannot pay for it. But how to connect and know more and reach these centers and meditate at home. Now, Priya will tell you more about that. Jai Shri Mata.
Jai Shri Mataji. If you have joined the session first time, please join our WhatsApp group. On YouTube live chat box, you will find 4 links from our end. First is WhatsApp group link. You just need to press the link and press to add WhatsApp group button. Then after you will be connected to our WhatsApp group, you will get all the notifications about all the sessions and PDFs related to chakras, nadi, and Sahaja Yoga through the WhatsApp. So please join the WhatsApp group. Second link is Zoom meeting link. If you have any doubt or any question or any query, you can join the Zoom meeting and you can ask your question. And if you are not comfortable to joining the meet link, you can send your query via WhatsApp, via YouTube live chat box. On a daily basis, we try to answer all the queries. Even though if you want to share your experience in Sahaja Yoga, you can join the Zoom meeting link and you can share your experience. Third and fourth link is our YouTube channel link. On YouTube, we have 2 channels. Both the channels are completely non-commercialized, non-monetized. All the advertisement options have been stopped on both the channels. You can find your self-realization at your own place. With this motive, these channels has been started. Bhaiya already given you about all the sessions. In morning, on a daily basis, this live session held on around 8 a.m. Second is around 12:15, 4:15 p.m. and third is around 7:45 p.m. in the evening. You can join any of the session as per your comfort zone, as per your availability. And once you are all aware about chakras and nadis and balancing position, you can join our deep meditation session, which helps on 5:30 p.m. in noon on a daily basis. Jai Shri Mataji Bhaiya, there is no question. And wish you a very, very happy Guru Purnima to everyone. Keep meditate and spray Sahaj Yoga as you can. Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji.
So, with the permission of Shri Mataji, we are ending the session now. Shri Mataji, we are really sorry for any mistake that we have done. Thank you so much, Jai Shri Mataji.